Welcome back to True Unseen Crime, the place where the absurd meets the horrifying, and where your favorite true crime stories get a twist you never saw coming, much like the extra hot sauce you mistakenly put on your burrito. Today's tale takes a deep dive into a case so baffling that even the best detectives might just consider retiring early. Buckle up. We're returning to our friend Roger Sinclair, who found himself caught in the chaotic web of high-stakes decisions that would make even the bravest flinch. After receiving a mysterious challenge from an enigmatic figure known only as the Broker, Roger's life turned into a whirlwind of impossible choices and moral dilemmas. But the real twist? Things didn't just unfold in Roger's life. They also caught the attention of the local police, who were about as prepared for this case as a cat is for a dog show. Enter Detective Linda Mercer, a seasoned investigator with more coffee-stained files than she could count, and a sarcastic wit that could cut glass. She had seen some bizarre cases in her day: cereal box thieves, a cult that worshipped a potato, and an incident involving a rogue parade float. But this one had her scratching her head more than a confused raccoon. "Tell me again," she said, exasperation evident in her tone. "Roger Sinclair found a note that said he's responsible for the fate of humanity? And you all just believed him?" Her partner, Officer Tom Riggins, nodded enthusiastically. "But it's not just that. He said he's gotten these crazy choices that could save lives, and he keeps seeing the Broker lurking around. It's like a bad movie plot." "More like a bad B-movie," Linda replied, rolling her eyes as they both leaned over a messy table filled with hastily scribbled notes and cold coffee cups. As Roger found himself deeper in madness, Detective Mercer and Officer Riggins quickly learned that any lead they chased went cold faster than a can of soda left in the freezer overnight. They scoured through security footage, interviewed witnesses who claimed they saw a mysterious guy in a hoodie, which pretty much describes half of America on a Saturday night, and even consulted with a local psychic who insisted the secrets lay buried beneath a nearby tree. "Wonderful. Let's just dig up the park," Linda grumbled, half sarcastic, half serious. Cut to a comic relief moment with Riggins researching psychic methods on his phone. "I think we should try crystals," he suggested, confidence glowing in his eyes. "They could help us channel our inner detective vibes." "Tom, the only thing we need is a little more coffee and a lot less, whatever that is," she smirked, gesturing to the spread of crystals sprawled across the table nervously. Meanwhile, Roger was caught in a psychological horror show of his own. Each day, the Broker seemed to push him closer to the edge, confronting him with more impossible choices. Give up saving one friend or risk the lives of many. It was a high-stakes nightmare with decisions that made "would you rather?" questions look like child's play. One day, while escaping a series of bizarre events orchestrated by the Broker, including a bizarre hypnotic flash mob and a parade of clowns, yes, clowns, Roger stumbled upon a key piece of evidence, a second note from the Broker, which read, "You've always been on the right side. I might be more like you than you think." Back at the precinct, Detective Mercer and Officer Riggins finally got a breakthrough. They were able to trace a series of messages linked to Roger's phone. Unfortunately, the only thing they found was a ton of memes and a questionable Tinder account. "Wow, Roger really likes pizza," Riggins quipped, scrolling through. Linda sighed. "I don't think that's the breakthrough we were looking for." As days morphed into a frantic blur, Roger's mental state was deteriorating fast. Shadows that had once felt distant felt close enough to touch. He felt as if he were a character in a horror film, waiting for the jump scare that had yet to occur. Meanwhile, the police were slated to hold a press conference to update the public. "Ladies and gentlemen of the press," Linda announced, her tone both serious and slightly bemused, "we have no leads on the Broker, but we can confirm Roger Sinclair has a rather eclectic taste in food. We urge the public not to engage with him unless you're offering pizza." Little did they know, their flippant humor would soon become the subject of rampant conspiracy theories across social media, because who doesn't love a good conspiracy theory about rogue pizza-loving crime lords? In a climactic turn of events, just as they finally caught a break and thought they were closing in on the Broker, Roger faced his final and most terrifying choice. Would he finally confront the Broker in person, risking everything he held dear, or would he succumb to the chaos, ultimately becoming another victim swallowed whole by the sinister game? As the local police continued their unsuccessful investigation, complete with wildly inaccurate leads and increasingly bizarre theories, Roger Sinclair's fate hung in the balance, a microcosm of the larger struggle between right and wrong. So, what became of Roger Sinclair and this baffling investigation? With no answers yet presented and no closure for our beleaguered characters, one thing remains certain. The choices we make in life can be as unpredictable as the weather or our daily coffee order. But until the next thrilling chapter, remember this. Sometimes the scariest mystery isn't just the crime itself, but the bewildering choices that led us there, and the officers desperately trying to solve it with a bag of crystals in their back pockets. Thanks for tuning in as we continue to unravel the enigma of the Faceless Gambit. Make sure to like and subscribe to True Unseen Crime, where every choice is another story waiting to unfold. Until next time, friends, stay alert, stay caffeinated, and keep questioning the choices that shape your life.